Today we're going to be going over some cheap fragrances that pack a big punch for a really low cost. These are all going to be fresher leaning as well, trying to keep in line with the current trend and moving into spring and summertime. We've got one, maybe two of these that are a little bit sweeter. Everything else is going to be fresh, perfect for this time of year. And I've harped on this for years, but it's really that you don't always have to spend an arm and a leg to have a good scent that smells great, has decent performance, and gets good compliments and just works well. You don't have to. With a lot of these newer, hyped up, popular scents, they tend to be a bit more expensive, but you don't have to spend that much to get a good quality product. But that being said, there are plenty of cheaper fragrances out there that do suck and that wouldn't be worth getting, and instead it would be worth to spend a bit more to get a better quality product. So not everything that is cheap is good, right? But also not everything that is expensive is good either. It's all about finding that balance, that happy medium. And for this video, I'm trying to keep things at like $40 and under is kind of the target that I'm shooting for here. And in order to hit that target, you gotta shop at discounters, so I will link these down below. But let's get things kicked off with Artisan Pure. So as far as unique, high quality scents go, this is a no-brainer for me. It's one of the first ones that pop into my head every single time. This one's definitely not new. It's been out for quite a few years now. And I remember it getting popular, I don't know, what was it, back in maybe 2017, 2018 or something was when it really started to kind of take off. And at that point, and even for several years after, it wasn't cheap. It was still like $60, $65 on discounters for 125 ml. At this point though, it has come down into the mid 30s, maybe low 40s. But usually it is going to be less than that. And again, it's 125 ml, so you're getting a bit more bang for your buck there. This one's got a bunch of orange in here, kind of tying back into the original Artisan. And then quite a bit of musk, some light woods, and a beautiful petitgrain / neroli combination, kind of giving it a slightly white floral and somewhat earthy type of smell. I've described this one as smelling like you're just outdoors in the springtime, maybe in a garden if you have one, or if not, it smells that way to me. Just kind of green, a little bit earthy, woody, bright, citrusy, and fruity. It just smells like everything coming back to life. Everything, the grass, the trees starting to green up. That's kind of what this one has going on. And really, it doesn't smell like a $30 to $40 scent to me. It smells double that price. Easily. It's really, really premium. And so the fact that you can get it for this price to me is incredible. Just goes to show, like I was saying earlier, you don't have to always spend a ton of money to get something that's unique and good quality. This is proof right here. And this is back when John Varvatos was on their A game. I think at this point they've fallen off that course a little bit. And maybe they're trying to cater to just the wider audience, just like most designer brands are these days. I don't know. I think what they were putting out back around this time period and a bit before was just next level stuff for great prices. It just isn't the same anymore. So when you can get these older John Varvatos scents like this, and Dark Rebel Rider, John Varvatos Black, those are some of the best right there. So definitely scoop these older ones up and hold on to them, because who's to say that this one will be around forever? Probably not. They have discontinued a lot of their really good releases, like the 3 that I just mentioned there. Okay, now this next one, another one that's about $30 or so, maybe 40, low 40s. And it's kind of a hybrid scenario here. It's Missoni Wave. Smells a bit like Chanel Allure Homme Sport mixed with Versace Pour Homme. Why is it mixed? Well, because Versace Pour Homme has a really bright citrus punch. And so Chanel Allure Homme Sport has more of a sweeter, creamier take with the orange and stuff. This has the brightness of the Versace and the sweeter creaminess of the Chanel combined. You know, if you were to buy the Chanel and the Versace separately, you're looking at $150+ because the Chanel is a bit over $100, and retail is the only way. And then the Versace on discounters is, you know, $35 to $40. So a lot of money all in to get those two, and then to either combine them or just choose which one you like better. This one, it combines them both for you already and gives you the best of both worlds. Because for me, it's really hard to choose a favorite between the Versace and the Chanel. I don't know, it's hard. I would probably pick the Chanel, but I still really like the Versace. This one gives you both combined. You can't go wrong with that. And for a cheap price. I mean, the stuff smells beautiful. As far as having an everyday wear, signature scent, versatile fragrance that works literally for anything and that pretty much everybody's going to like the smell of, it is Missoni Wave. And also, one thing that this has that neither of the other two does not have, magnetic cap. That adds at least 10 bucks right there. Not really, it doesn't cost them anywhere near $10, but I'm saying like that adds to the allure and the appeal of the presentation there, in my opinion. It's hard to beat a magnetic cap. Okay, next up we have Narciso Rodriguez Bleu Noir Eau de Toilette Extreme. Another thing that, in my opinion, adds some serious cash to a presentation as far as just making it look a lot more premium and high-end is frosted glass. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. I love frosted glass. It looks awesome. In this case, it's a frosted glass gradient. So frosted up top mixed into non-frosted down below, which I feel like probably would maybe cost more because you've got more, technology and more manufacturing going into maybe doing it half and half. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I like that look. So this one here, it's going to be the freshest of the line. And really, the original and the Eau de Parfum, it's not that they're not fresh, but they're very woody. This one, it still has that same level of woodiness kind of, but then a lot of citrus thrown in on top. And I believe, if I remember correctly, this make-believe ice note. So it's got musk, citruses, and cedar, and I don't have the ice written down, but I think it's probably on there in terms of the full note breakdown. So like I said before, if ice has a smell, that's probably not a good thing. But I think what they're trying to do here is just convey the type of scent profile that this one is. When you think of something ice, you think of cooling and refreshing, and that is what this is. So it kind of helps to guide you in that direction. This is going to be a lot more classy, a bit more refined, and actually a little bit more mature than a few of the others that we've talked about already, and just not only that, but in general in terms of fresher, cheaper scents. This one has more of a premium feel to it. I really like it. Next up, we have Rochas Man Intense. This is a $35 scent that smells like an easily $65, $70 premium coffee scent, because that's what this is. It's got a really nice cappuccino note in here with some like fir balsam and some other notes, but basically cappuccino. That's what this is about. And it's very wearable. It's not like dark, heavy roasted coffee beans or anything like that. It's light, creamy, just relatively mild coffee accords that make it wearable. Kind of smells like you're walking into a coffee shop mixed with a little bit of a masculine cologne type of smell. So it doesn't smell like you just spilled coffee all over yourself. It smells like, a fragrance, something that would be normal for somebody to smell like, if that makes sense. Because there are some scents out there, especially niche and indie and stuff, where they go really, really realistic on one note or another, and it might smell like you spilled coffee or whiskey on you or something, depending on what they're going after. That's not the case. This still smells like a cologne, but still has a really, really nice, dusty, powdery, creamy coffee. I mean, this stuff is great. It's one of my favorites within not only this brand, but in this price point, as far as just having an incredible quality to price ratio and even performance. Because generally when you're trying to get into more of your specialty style scents, coffee-based, boozy scents, or whatever it might be, iris scents, where they're kind of really focusing in on one note like that in particular, they're more expensive, but it's not the case here. As I mentioned, I just looked before this video, it's $35. That's a great price for this stuff. And it's gonna be a little bit more for fall and winter, or just even summer evenings, spring evenings, even colder spring days too. Now this next one's Bentley for Men Silver Lake. The entire Bentley for Men line is incredible for the price, to be fair. Anything from the original EDT all the way down the line, Bentley for Men Black Edition, Intense, what else am I missing here? Absolute. Is that it? There's more. I feel like there's got to be more, but that's kind of the main ones. And I'm glad that they're not just throwing a bunch of these out every year, because they've taken their time building this line, and because of that, all of them are essentially knockouts for me. I would say my least favorite one is Black Edition. Just the violet leaf in there doesn't really work for me, but everything else is amazing. But this one kind of has a fresh, like Acqua di Gio Profondo type of smell. So bright, kind of slightly green, aquatic, musky, a bit of ambroxan feeling in here, all of that good stuff. But it's just much more affordable. Okay, now maybe I'm alone in liking this next one so much. It is, to me, it is really, really good. And it's definitely not, you know, highly coveted in the fragrance community. Outside of the fragrance community, people love this as well. But you start digging in and, you know, you just see haters left and right. It's not just this scent, but this brand, I would say, is kind of prone to just not really getting a whole lot of positive attention in the fragrance community. Diesel Feel for Life. I don't know what it is. I just don't. I've tried to figure it out. I don't know, but I love how this smells. It's got raspberry, anise, woody notes, and lavender. Oh man, I don't know, guys, I'm telling you. That smells wonderful to me. Is it the most unique thing ever? Probably not. But does it smell like anything else? No. You know, it's not a clone. It's not Mont Blanc Explorer, copying after Aventus, which nothing wrong with that, but look at Mont Blanc Explorer, right? People love it. It's highly regarded. It's affordable, just like this. People love Explorer. It's a clone, right? This is not a clone of anything, and it's kind of somewhat doing its own thing here. And I really like that combination of the raspberry and the woods, the aromatics. It's a little bit of a spicy kick as well. I just really enjoy this one. And they've had some good flankers in the past. Feel for Life Spirit, Feel for Life Denim, I think, which not only do they smell good, but the presentation looks really cool on those too. But they've discontinued all of those. Diesel, here's what I'm thinking, you know. Do some more flankers. Either bring those back or put some attention into this, because this line, I think, is really good. And, you know, they're kind of going in their own direction with the Only the Brave line, like the fist bottles. I'll admit, some of those aren't really the best. They're not all that exciting. But for me, this is something that's really good. Just, I don't know, really likable and affordable. All right, we're going to finish this one off with Herrera Chic for men. Same thing. I don't believe that there's any flankers of this one, though. I think this is it. Guys, come on, you know. You took away CH Men Privé, which was one of the best of the entire brand, in my opinion. They're really focusing in on the bad boy lineup, which there's a couple that are pretty good. But something like this, man, it's good. It's got a watermelon note, black pepper, or some other woods. You know what this kind of reminds me of is it's a woodier, more grown up, more classy version of Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct. First Instinct has that melon note with the pepper and the sandalwood. This one has watermelon, some pepper, some woods going on, but it's not as playful and teenager smelling, so to speak. And I love First Instinct, but this one it's definitely a lot more grown up. Almost has like a Creed Millseam Imperial type of melon fruitiness going on, which I love. This is perfect for summer. It's kind of unassuming as far as looking seasonally specific, because the bottle's just, it's as bare bones as it gets. Glass with the text, square cap, right? There's no color, there's no nothing to it. But it's a bright, fresh, fruity summer scent, man, with a bit of a classiness. This stuff is great for the price. It's cheap. And when I say cheap, I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean, you know, it's affordable, like $40 or so. So I will link all these down below, but let me know, guys, what are some of your favorite, more affordable scents that just pack a big punch for that low cost? Because I think a lot of these, they could get away with charging more and people would still like them. And to be fair, the designer brands do charge more, but it's just that discounters are able to sell them for a fraction of the cost. And I'm saying even if discounters were selling, you know, Artisan Pure for $60, I think it's still a good purchase at that price, even though you can get it for $35 as an example. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.